Welcome to my stream. It's hot. That's why you hear. Why are both of these Twitch stats? That's why you hear the AC blasting. I didn't think to turn it on prior to me coming up here, but yeah, I apologize for that background noise. Otherwise, I'd be sweating more than I already am. This update thing wasn't here before. I guess we'll update it. Don't want anything going slow. We have a new drawing to show off today, along with well, everything on the right hand side of the screen that you see. I'm gonna show off some of this. A lot of this is not even like worth mentioning, but okay, because we had completed them before and showed it off, like Ki and Aura. Oh, I guess it's just gonna take its time. Hope everybody's doing. I can't see how many people are chilling, and this is atrocious. This is Twitch. Is it raining? It's a Twitch stream, so can we open the Twitch stats bar again, and you can like be useful? Okay, it's not being useful. I don't know what that is. Okay. We should be good to go, so let's get started. God, it's hot. A lot of tabs I had open. Hope none of them just close out of all these YouTube stuff, so nothing starts playing. Alright, let's go. What should I start with? Trade completed, created and completed trade in Shadow Region. All right, we'll start with that. Probably just go down the list of I don't know why that's really annoying. We'll go down the list of things I've done since last time. World building. So Strayed is the new town I made in the Shadow Region. Alright, here we go. So if you'll divert or avert your attention to the left side of the screen. Shadow region, also the smallest region. This region, contrary to popular belief, is not the region where Dead Man's Land is located. That's something related to the well, a dead area. Was it key locations? We're not going to talk about that though. Straight name I created: Shadow plus Shroud plus Shade. Smallest town and poorest town in this world. Surrounded by, this is related to Shonen, surrounded by a thick black fog like most of the Shadow region, so it's very easy to miss it. It is rare for ripe food to grow here. Everyone that lives in this town is constantly hungry, and dozens die from starvation every year. It's easy to say they can leave, but with what money or the name of currency? I've yet to come up with like the fake currency I want to give to this show, but whatever it is, it's just going to be the equivalent of the U.S. dollar because it's the easiest for me to understand. Those who try to leave normally get lost in the fog and die from starvation anyway. Mend is responsible for removing it from the map permanently. Mend is one of the villains, one of the main villains, not the main, but one of the main part of the big bad trio of villains. And she's actually next on the thing. She's next. I completed her entire backstory, so we're gonna read off of that. Let's use this one. We're gonna use the Virtuosity completed document because it's more coherent than anything else I'm using or anything else I wrote her backstory on. We'll just Control F and alright. I had some things on her before, but I didn't know where to take her backstory. And you'll see in a minute, but her backstory is kind of like, not the backstory, the bio itself, but like some of the stuff surrounding her character is kind of a JoJo's reference, which I realized after I made her. But I think it's kind of funny. Okay. Yellow bar is still throwing me off. We have a new picture as well of Zero. You might have just gotten to look at it. We'll address it after we're done addressing some of this new other stuff. So, female, some semiotics or character tags: overseer, tactician, boss, leader, threat. She's 5'8", which is tall. Kind of, I think the average is for 5'7", 5'6". No, I think it's 5'7" for females. Iconography: colors black, red, and white, because there's white in like the belt, waistband area of her skirt. Brown/violet hair, yellow eyes. Fur hoodie, it's red fur. Skirt, stocking. That's red and white sneakers. You can't see the sneakers, obviously. Alignment: neutral, evil. Personality: cocky, aggravated, confident, cold. Goals: help Omnispec achieve his ultimate goal. She also wishes to become stronger than Omnispec because in her mind, if she becomes stronger than the strongest person she knows, she'll never break again. We'll get to her breaking again in a minute. Occupation: Omnispec's overseer. She also oversees the gods or gods of death to make sure they're being useful. Rank: NA. Affiliation: Strayed, Shadow Region, which is the town she's originally from. And then the Order of the Unseen Ruin, which is the name of the villain group. So virtue class: self-mutator. Virtue ability: cell manipulation for herself. She's able, through this, she's able to regenerate. She has super strength, and then she's also able to teleport / dematerialize. Move names: she's kind of meta with this, but none. She views moves as stupid and as a God, why is this not auto-correcting or like showing up as squiggles? There's no way I added whatever Wate is to the dictionary for Google. Like, as a waste of time in a fast-paced battle, plus announcing your moves before you use them gives your opponent time to react. So again, she's kind of meta with that. There's a huge backstory there. Oh, and her weapons. I skipped over that. But rule of 3 items. You don't see all of them because 2 of them are covered by either her hair or hood. So she has diamond earrings because she's unbreakable. It's a reference to JoJo Part 4. Diamond bracelet because she's unbreakable. And then diamond belt buckle there because she is unbreakable. Smith gift / weapon. Knuckle dusters named Strayed, so she never forgets the town. The ability called Shadow Puppet. Able to click a button on the knuckle dusters that aren't in this picture because I came up with it after I drew her. Click a button on the knuckle dusters that allow the weapons to teleport wherever she requires, but they have to be within her sight, otherwise they return to her hands. They keep the same strength she punches with, so it's like they're all in strings. She can also operate separately from the weapons, so she can fight one person afar and another up close. She's able to fight 2 or maybe 3 people, or probably more at a time, due to her smith gift. So lastly, her bio. To be clear, she and Neo are not Omnispec's bodyguards. Neo is the other of the big bad trio of this show. I haven't drawn him yet. I haven't drawn Omnispec yet either. I've been thinking of their designs for a few months, but he picked them to be a part of his trio because he values them as individuals. In a way, he's their bodyguard. In Omnispec's trios and checks and balances, she's the one that watches over him, Omnispec, to make sure he stays on task for his ultimate goal. She's originally from Charade in the Shadow region. She inherited the town from her dying father, and she felt responsible for the starving citizens, even though there was nothing she could do about it. It was visited by Omnispec, who saw her potential and told her to let go of the town in order to live a good life. In order for her to live a good life, she agreed to his terms, but when she tried to leave with him, he told her that the town needed to be erased. He already had food waiting for her, and the smell of food entering her nose. Remember, everybody in this town was starving and literally on the brink of death. Smell of food entering her nose, she killed the citizens. The last person she had to kill was her sick father. She did this in the heat of the bloodlust from killing the others. In turn, this also awakened her virtue ability. From then on, she traveled with Omnispec, her job being to keep him on track along with the gods of death. So, you see her once the gods of death show up, you're going to see her quite often throughout the series because she's always watching over them, especially with her ability to teleport. She's going to be watching over them wherever they are. And when the first one shows up, guess who's there? She is. I don't know if I'm going to have the hero see her or not, but she's definitely going to be there. And yeah, that's pretty much Mend in a nutshell. Welcome to the roster, Mend, the big bad. One of the big bads. So yeah. Move Mend. I have moved here. I have completed and moved as 2 separate things because completed means when I'm completely done building them as a character. Moved means I've moved it, and it's like it takes me a while to move them because I'm not copy and pasting. I'm retyping everything I wrote for them, like in the new documents where I create the characters. I'm retyping everything from that and putting them in the Virtuosity this completed document. I feel like it's lazy just to copy and paste everything I had and just move it over and then rearrange and change the font and all that. I wanted to retype it out to make sure there's anything I didn't want to change. Because if I'm already typing, I'm more inclined to change something. Personally, I'm more inclined to change something rather than just if I'm just reading it over. So yeah. Let's, who's next? Man, I completed Black Phoenix. There's some spoilery stuff in his backstory that was like the only thing I had to do left for him besides give him a height. So I'm going to try my best to get around that, but I don't know how well I'm going to be able to. Let's Control F, find him. Okay, male. Just don't. You can read everything, just don't read his bio, because there's going to be stuff I'm jumping around in his bio on purpose, unless you're fine with being spoiled. Again, as I say all the time, all I ask is that you don't spoil it for others when the comic comes around. Manga, I should just start calling it manga, because that's what I want it to be. When the manga comes around. So, Black Phoenix, male, semiotics / character tags, badass merc, ex-soldier. In his height description, or his physical description, I put less than average male height, slightly less than average male height. So he's 5'8" and a half. 5 feet 8.5 inches. Average male height is 5'9". Iconography, colors, black, orange, neon green wings. We know most of this. Really all I have to do is get to the bio, but this is for people who are new to this. Afro, a little bit less than average middle height, as I said. Specialized suit that has pre-made wing holes, so he's not tearing through his suit every time he wants to take flight. Fingerless gloves, and pretty much the rest is kind of bland. Black pants, all that stuff. He's neutral good, personality cool, chill, calculated, calm, mellow. His goals, or his only goal really, is to court women and acquire currency. There's a non-PC way of saying that, and also a non-PG way of saying that. I'm not going to say that or write, but yeah. Occupation marked for hire on the TCT that takes the main cast, Glacial Wind. There's a few different TCTs, city trains that I have in mind. Theme wise, I know one is probably going to be a jungle, one is a Mariana TCT, which is like underwater. I don't know which one I want him to be on, but whichever TCT is taking the cast of Glacial Wind, that's when they meet him in the story. His rank is Assassin because he was part of the Mercs, which was an assassin group put together by a bunch of the regions. Affiliation, Penumbra, Shadow Region, that's his original town. This is the capital of the Shadow Region, Penumbra. The only other town I have right now, as you saw, is Shrade, which is the one Mend is from, that she wiped off the face of the earth. Other affiliation, the Mercs. His virtue class, self-mutator. His virtue ability, feather manifestation. He's able to make these green feathers you see. Move names, Black Phoenix rises, creates wings from the feathers he can conjure from his back. So this is Black Phoenix rises in action in the picture. And then reload, it's really bland move name, but he creates small feathers to use as ammo for his Smith gift that's named Jesse. Smith gift slash weapons. His revolver is named Jesse, and its ability is pretty bland. It's just feather ammo. It shoots the feathers that come from his wings. And that's it. So imagine him unlocking his virtue ability after getting the revolver would be kind of strange, because like what if it had nothing to do with feathers? Again, this is rule of 3. We'll just do this. Chain smokers. What? Chain smokes. Badass cowboy hat. Badass feathers. Badass. Those are all the reasons why you have those items. And here, I would look away from the right side of the screen. You just focus on him if you want, because he's staring back at you intensely. He came across Diallo at one point. Diallo is one of the teachers that teaches the students of the main cast, along with Haneo and Dr. Esperana. He's like the dead inside one. They meet in a Westwood bar. Westwood is in the desert region. It's a very cowboy-esque town within the desert region. It's not the capital though. In a bar, and end up fighting off a gang in the bar together. He saw the badassery that was Diallo and wanted to be trained by him, but Diallo refused, of course. Instead, Black Phoenix just adopted his attitude and cold coolness from that point on. His attitude, cockiness, and actual skill garnered the attention of the Mercs, which is the assassin group, and he joined them for a short while before they disbanded. There's info on them, I've said before, the Merc group, but we're not going to get into that because that's not what this stream is about. And then there's some inside jokes here for who this character is kind of based off of in real life from my homies. And that was all I had to. The bio was really all I had to add on Black Phoenix. So he was done. And now Vermilion was another character I completed. Then we have another town, and then I'll finally show off the new Zero drawing that I did. Because I wasn't happy with this being the only picture of the main character. I drew this way before I drew this. I think there's a difference in quality between the two pictures. I think there's a difference in quality between every picture besides the Zero drawing. Like, he was, besides Ferris, who I think I drew slightly before, I think Zero is probably, I like the drawing I did of Ferris. I think Zero is probably the worst one I drew. Just out of these people, out of this cast. And that's because I pretty much drew everybody else later. You know, the more you practice at something, the better you get. So I needed something else. I didn't want this drawing to just be the main face of the manga. Plus, you're supposed to draw characters multiple times. So, what up, Chase? Ayo, I know that guy. Hype. What up, my guy? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we completed a bio on him. He pretty much just adopted what one of the main teachers, who's also like a cowboy-esque character and badass in his own right, he adopted like his personality and eventually ended up joining the assassin group. And that's pretty much all there is to him. There's not a whole lot, and with good reason there's not going to be a whole lot, because you know what happens to him. But next is Vermilion. We completed her. I had a bit of backstory on her, but I knew that wasn't going to be nearly enough for one of the main villains in the series. She's not part of the main trio of the main villains, but she's like part of the secondary trio. So there's Omnispect, Neo, and Mend, who are the main trio, Omnispect being the main. And then secondary trio, I would say, is Kokaida, Vermilion, and Roka. Roka and Vermilion are two of the ones I've drawn already. You've seen Roka before, the one with the hat, who's supposed to be protecting Kokaida as the council of the region. She's her bodyguard. And then Vermilion is Kokaida's girlfriend. And we'll get into her now. What is this weird visual glitch? So let's do that. Black Phoenix goated. Sure, man. Sure. Yeah. Let's say that. Alright, let's Control F. Find what we finished on Vermilion. And another thing that's I'm gonna consider adding while the list of completed characters is low, I'm gonna consider giving them birthdays that coincide with what their personalities are. I asked some of my writer friends, like Chase for example, if they do that, and they said, I think Chase does. I know Dan says he does that without thinking. But it's something I have considered before, and it seems like a bit more extra work on my part, but why not? I'm already going pretty deep into detail with these characters. So that's along with the height, which is what I newly added, because I realized I needed to add that for the artists so they know the differences in heights between the characters, how tall to draw them. Yeah. So this is Vermilion. She prefers to go by Millie. Female. Character tags: boss, dealer, businesswoman. I was thinking about the third character tag for so damn long I didn't know what to complete it. Oh, get on your horoscope research, my guy. I could just ask Max. Max is pretty much just a dictionary when it comes to that stuff. Human horoscope dictionary. Ladies love a man that knows zodiacs. Word. Yeah, I'll definitely. I think I'll probably do some more research, because it'll also help me understand what type of character they are, like when it comes to like universal horoscope stuff. She's 5'9", so she is taller than the 5'8.5" Black Phoenix. Colors: black, red, orange, green. Every member of Ruin has black and red as their main colors, as you see with I mean, Roka, I kind of have to hide it because she's the bodyguard of Glacial Wind, so she has a cloak. But you see, she still has red accents in her. I think it's a bodysuit thing, and then black pants. And then Men is just, well, she's not hiding it because she's not playing a role really. She's just in black and red, and then the white and the belt thingy. And then Bleak, one of my favorite design characters, along with Jato, who is not a bad guy. Wait, let me pull up the So black and black pants, red, and then black and red in his Smith gift weapon, black and red in the beads, and then I was gonna make the hood black, but I feel like he looks so much more stylish in the white hood. And it matches his mask, so. I don't have full information on him yet, but we'll throw up his picture when I'm done with him. But back to Millie. Is that Black Phoenix's boo? Vermilion? No, she's lesbian. No, he wouldn't be her type. Wait, yeah. So red and orange hair. So with this, you can't really tell in the thing. I'm not gonna show the actual drawing on the camera, but I'm trying to see if I can see it in the coloring. Yeah, in the coloring you can tell, but in this it blends. To color her hair, I outlined the very edge of the hair in red and then colored the inside in orange, so it looked more fiery than you see it as. But red and orange hair, black, red, and white sports bra, and sport shorts, green wraps, barefoot. There's reasons for the way she dresses, the way she does, and we'll get into that in the bio. Alignment, neutral, evil, of course. Personality, brash, cold, brutal, physically and verbally. She's very forward with everything she does. Goals, do her job so she and Kokida can live happily in the new world. So I got to think of a horoscope, and I know it definitely exists. I don't think it's not Gemini. I don't know. But there's definitely one where, like, is it Sagittarius? Where they, like, focus on really one person, but if they don't F with you, they don't F with you at all. That's kind of what her personality is. She's all about Kokida, who is, again, her girlfriend. But everybody else, she can literally give an F about. So that's why that's mentioned in her goal. Do her job so she and Kokida can live happily in the new world. Her occupation is crime boss or glorified accountant in parentheses, because, and again, this is all in her bio, but she's like Ruin's moneymaker, kind of, like legally. Rank NA, affiliation, she's from Caneburn, which is the capital of the Islands region. She's also part of the Scorch clan for a short time. She was also, she is currently in the Order of the Unseen Rune. Virtue class, kinetic. Ability, nucleo pyrokinesis, able to burn / melt things / people. When the person lives with the burn, say she doesn't completely burn them alive, it changes something physical about them. So these are the 3 effects these are also subject to, like, there might be things added to this down the line. You can get hit with radiation if you survive with a burn, affects others around them but does not affect the victim. Poison affects the victim, draining their life and virtue over time. And the only antidote is death. Excuse me, making her a super huge threat. And hallucinogenic fire causes the victim to see things that aren't there. That's probably the easiest, because I think there's going to be a time limit to that. There should be, otherwise it's just ridiculous. Move names, she has none, because the effects of her fire make her plenty strong already. that's just some meta talk from me because she doesn't need move names. She can already do some ridiculous things. Rap's named Lee because most of these Smith gifts are a reference to some other form of media, normally anime, but it can be any form of media. And there is one character from a certain popular animated shonen that also uses raps, so I named the raps after that character. And then the ability for the raps is nucleo pyrokinesis channeling. So she's able to channel the fire, her normal virtue ability of fire, through the raps as well. So it makes her even more dangerous because the fire can be targeted. So if she wraps you around, shoots the raps out, and wraps you around like your arm or something, and then spits the fire through that, you're screwed. So don't get hit by her fire, or her raps, or her fists. And again, we'll get into that with the bio in a second. Rock Lee, just realized they're green too. Yeah. The green actually had nothing to do with Rock Lee, but that makes it even funnier. I just thought green because green is the complementary color of red. She has a lot of red on her. Her hair is red, so I thought, let's not do black for the raps. Plus, also, Dragon already has black raps, so let's do something different. And also, it sets it apart from Dragon's black raps because this is her weapon. The raps are her weapon. Dragon, he doesn't do anything with the raps. Rule of 3, skip the bio real quick. Rule of 3, accessories. She has orange, fiery hair, represent her powers and personality, this style. Sporty outfit to represent how she's very hands-on with her business, so she's constantly working out and staying in shape. And then emerald ear piercing, a gift from Kokaida, her GF. So here's the long bio. She's originally from Caneburn, the capital of the islands region. She used to be a grunt for the Scorch clan and observed how they operated. I added this after I added the rest of the bio because I realized once I wrote her bio, how would she have gained the knowledge to be able to run an entire animal selling business? So then I thought maybe she worked for one of the biggest gangs in this world. So she used to be a grunt for the Scorch clan. Actually, no, the Inferno clan is bigger than the Scorch clan. So this is like the side secondary kind of fire clan. There's two bigger fire clans, the Inferno clan, which is the biggest, and the Scorch clan, the secondary, which is what she worked for. And then for ice, there's the Frost clan, which is one of the main characters. That's her entire family. And then there's the Drift clan, which is the smaller ice clan gang crime thing. Observe how they operated. She would later apply the way the Scorch clan operated to her animal selling business. She grew up with Kokaida. Oh my god. She grew up with Kokaida as... Oh god, I spelled the name wrong! Don't look. As her best friend, but convinced her to give love a shot, and it worked. Hooray for them. I love it. They've been in a strong relationship for years, and pretty much everything she does is for Kokaida, or for the both of them, except when she beats someone to death with her bare hands, which is what I was saying about why she's dressed the way she's dressed, constantly staying in shape. She likes physically beating the life out of people, which makes her not a good person. That's for her to enjoy. That's not for Kokaida. That's like the only thing she does for herself. So that's Millie, everybody. Through traveling the world with Kokaida, they received an opportunity to change the world around them by Omnispect, who is that opportunity. Yo, what up, Shiva Berries? Hello. Oh, wait. Do the scroll. What's happening? I'm explaining some things I wrote within the past week. These characters I'm talking about are all for a shonen that I'm hoping to get the first chapter out by the end of this year. I just have to find the artist, and then the funds to pay that said artist I just got a summer job, so maybe that'll help. But we're talking about some of the characters. We're talking about a bad guy right now, one of the bad people. I do these drawings. You see here, these are all the characters that I've drawn so far. I do these drawings just so people can visualize what these characters are. I will not be doing the drawing for the manga because I'm not too great at it. I'm okay with drawing people, but then people don't like once people see me doing a drawing, they're like, "Hey, why don't you draw the whole manga?" And I'm like, "Do you know how much work goes into that besides just drawing the people? You got to think about the backgrounds, the panel layout, the inking, the everything digital. I know nothing on the digital side of any of this, so yeah." Chase, so she's a psychopath. Well, yes. Yes. Very much so. Two berries, that's dope. Those are really good. Appreciate it. To be honest, not like a lot of writers, I come up with, to be honest, not like a lot of writers that come up with characters on the whim. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's dope. Yeah. So you're like a pantser. There's planners and there's pantsers. There's people who plan every intricate detail out before they get to writing, and then there's people who write by the seat of their pants. You're more of a pantser, I'm guessing. I can respect that. I'm like in between. So with this, I'm taking much more of a planning approach. This series, I'm writing arc by arc, arc by arc. But normally the way I write, I do beat by beat, and then I'll take a break from writing the beats, and then go into writing everything out, the dialogue and all that in one shot, and then go back and I'm like, okay, where can we go from here? That sort of thing. You just call me Shiba, mate? Okay, word. Shiba, basically, I have a goal, and then I start to write. That's what's up. I can respect that, because there are a lot of writers out there that don't even, like, get to that point. Let alone, like, ever actually releasing their art because they want to perfect it. And if you get stuck in that mindset of wanting to perfect something so bad, you'll never actually get your work out there, because there's nothing perfect in this world. And if you learn to accept that when it comes to your art, then you'll be much more satisfied with the product than if it weren't as perfect as you wanted it to be. So yeah. Chase, I prefer Gardner, but I'll take Pantser. What? Shiva, well, first I'm gonna kind of finish my work, make character sheets for characters, then start making the comic. Word. Yeah, okay. So do you draw the characters yourself? So you like write you're one of those double, triple threats. So like a lot of manga artists in general, you do both the writing and the drawing. Yeah, I couldn't. I just if I was drawing my entire life and writing, I think I could. But like, I've taken a lot of breaks from drawings, and I don't draw every day. I may write. I don't write every day either. But if I were to stay consistent with that from when I was like a child, I might be able to do that. Shiba, I read a book, but just sketch characters. I have a person who draws my shit. Yeah. I did that with my first novel. I had somebody do the cover, but the drawings like this, I just threw them in the back just so people again could visualize what these characters were the entire. Oh, appreciate the follow, Sam 1669. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, it seems like Chase and Sam 69 know each other. I'm not gonna call you Sam 69. Let's finish with Millie's bio, and then because we were supposed to stop by now, but because I was so damn late today, I was finishing The Good Place, the show. Kind of a bittersweet ending. But after watching that show for like the past 2 months with my dad and brother, we finally finished just today. So that's why I was late. I apologize. Let's finish with Millie, and then what? Then we have two short. It's pretty much the same town. Describe those towns. Then the new drawing of Ciro, the main character, because I've kind of not really finalized what I want his inner demon to be, because you know every shonen main character has some sort of inner demon for some reason to give them an edge or advantage, except in Jujutsu Kaisen. Man, Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not caught up in the manga. I need to catch up. I'm like a few chapters behind. I know Akutami took a break, so I need to use this time wisely. Naruto. Wait. Oh. Shoot, I'm probably gonna have my comic in either watercolor art, black and white, really detailed. Yeah, that's what's up. I don't think I've we definitely see black and white all the time, but watercolory sounds interesting. Like, you want to find something that sets your stuff apart, or I think, personally, you want to find something that sets your stuff apart, so if you could pull off the watercolory, that sounds dope. Yo, how you feeling about The Good Place? I might have teared up a little bit, allegedly. I think it was easier for me to not tear up at the end watching my dad and brother's reactions, because my brother was still like making jokes. We make jokes the entire time whenever we watch anything. So he was just making jokes at me like it was normal towards the end. And my dad wasn't saying as much, but neither one of them seemed like that affected by what was going on. And I was like, okay, they're not feeling things, so I can shut this down. I can not cry at this bittersweet ending, because everybody's... I'm not gonna spoil it, but... Alright. Millie was... What? Okay, Millie was satisfied the way the world was. They were approached by... She and Kokaido were approached by Omnispec. He was like, hey, I want to change the world. And Millie was like, I'm good the way it is. But Kokaido, the GF, the one she would give the entire world to, was like, nah, I don't like the way it is. I kind of agree with this stranger. Further evidence given by Kokaido trying to change it by becoming counselor of Glacial Wind. So Omnispec is kind of the reason she got into that position, but there's more behind that story, and we'll get to that when I finish writing her bio. Omnispec was aware of their desires and promised Kokaido could be counselor should they join him. Kokaido was convinced, and with her love being convinced, Millie was convinced as well. Though they were assigned to the same trio, Millie was stationed all over, technically, by Omnispec, while Kokaido was to stay put in Glacial Wind as counselor. Millie deals captive animals. This is her business. Millie deals captive animals, selling them and trading them based on their virtue value. People who believe in the myth that eating animals with large virtue capacities make them stronger pay for these animals. She captures and provides Ruin with funding for bribes and other things dealing with currency. So in this world, animals, they're not like dogs and cats. They're just random things I've come up with. Like, we have scorpions, and I'm trying to decide whether I want them to be giant-sized, like scorpion-sized ants with stingers, or ant-sized ants with scorpion stingers. I haven't decided. But there's also space whales, which is my favorite animal ever. Whales. I call them space whales even though they're just in the sky. So technically sky whales, but space whales sound so much cooler. They're just whales that are just floating and vibing in the Earth's upper atmosphere. Don't ask me how they became a thing in art at all, but I love it. I'll get to the comments. See the comments going. I'll check them in a second. I want to finish this. People believe. Okay, bribes, dealing with currency. Okay, they're afraid of fire, as all living beings with any sense are. So she manipulates them to do what she wants. She hasn't caught a space whale yet, but she's sure that'd be the biggest haul, and that will definitely be something that happens in the manga. Millie taking down a space whale, and that sounds like an epic fight. I can't wait to write that. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait the artist to interpret my cluster of words. She operates out of a certain TCT. Out of certain TCTs, city trains. Trains that are the size of cities moving between the cities in this world. Using their excess space to store animals, though she doesn't have a set headquarters. So that's Millie. That's all of Millie in a nutshell. We'll probably add a birthday if you. I don't think I'm gonna mention everybody's birthday on this. I might, because if the horoscopes are attached to that, that would make sense as to, because I'm gonna match their birthdays with the horoscopes and their personality, so that would probably also give you a sense as to who these people are. That'd probably be for the best. Chase LOL can't watch nothing with black people. All we do is clown shit. Oh man, yeah, that's kind of true. Shiba, the best endings sometimes are when the main character gets fucked over. Besides like death games, I don't think I see that often. Especially not in shonen. Like, I don't know how Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna end, but with how much I care about the characters in that show, manga, series, I don't want anything bad to happen to the people. But the Shibuya arc is making me think nobody is safe. And I love that feeling because it's not something you feel often when reading or watching a series, and I can't wait to see it animated. And that's kind of what I'm going for this series. Well, you'll just have to wait till it's out. I love writing series where there's unexpected deaths, but not just for the shock value, because that's part of the reason I do it. It's kind of funny hearing people's reactions, but because it makes sense for that world. Like, there's no way this person would make it out of this situation alive, and I'm not going to write a way around it. I'm not going to give them a deus ex machina. No, this person is dead, and in most of my series, there are no resurrections whatsoever. So once they get clapped, they're permanently clapped. And I cannot wait to start killing people in this series, especially with how much work I'm putting into all of these characters. Oh man. Oh man. Black Phoenix though. He's screwed. What else? Galaval in the Plains region, and then Glacier Galaval, real quick, before we show off the new drawing, and we'll probably just end the stream with that, of Siro. In the Plains region, oh, here it is. Plains region. We have Ordomel, which is the capital. That's where the school is. That's where the main first arcs take place. Dexit, this is where that boy, the main character Siro, and his rival Ferris grew up. And then Galaval, this is a gala/carnival. That's how I named it. Don't judge me. It's a festival town. The festival goes on all day, but when night hits, the lights are turned on. Lamps, light posts, hanging lights, food, music, shows, dancing, clothes, shopping, games with prizes to be won, fireworks at the end of the night. The citizens live around where the main festival takes place, separated by a small lake/moat where they have to walk across bridges to reach the center festival. Only happiness exists here. And then there's a song. I listen to a lot of songs just in general, but there are like a lot of songs with like no lyrics, like indie songs. I just add them to my epic playlist. But those types of songs give me inspiration, and I imagine like my anime being or playing or being animated while those songs are playing. I'm picturing like like AMV type style type stuff. So this was the song I was thinking of. Because we need, with as dark as this story is going to get, we're gonna need some happy places. I think this is a good one. And then this one, Glacier Galaval, is the snow region's version of Galaval, but with added bonus of it snowing here constantly. And then I just copy and pasted what I said with the other one. So there's just a normal version where it's like warm and stuff, and then there's a snowy version if you like snow, because snow can be comforting, except when it gets like black on the ground. You just see piles of it on the sides of the road. It looks gross then, but when it's falling, it's fantastic. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, there's some more. Okay, Chase. Yuji's definitely gonna die though. Oh, don't say that, Chase. Not my guy. He's actually one of the few shonen protagonists I actually give a damn about. Him, I'd say Mob 100%. Get it? Because emotion 100%. Mob is definitely another, and I'd say Tanjiro as well. He's cool. I like him because he's not annoying. And that's saying something, because most shonen protagonists are. And they're also dumb. He's not an idiot by any means. And I like that. But Yuji, Mob, and Tanjiro if I had to pick a third. Shiba, what? God, this thing is a... Stop doing the chat, pause, do the scroll thing. I'm trying to read, man. One of the endings of my stories is my character, basically, there's... Okay, here we go. One of the stories is my character, basically, there's a lot of info that will be explained. That the main character is being left half dead in a desert bloodstorm. What? After taking down a fascist government. She was supposed to possibly live there. That sounds metal AF. Chase Akutami don't give a F. Homie wrote Shibuya and said in an author note, now that blank is gone, it's like it's looking like 2020 is gonna be good. Don't remind me. That Shibuya arc was... That's gonna be... I don't think it's gonna be genre changing. Like, I don't think shonens are gonna follow that. But if they see enough of a reaction to it, I do think people are... I'm taking inspiration from that arc. I'm thinking there's gonna be some changes. There's gonna be... You're gonna see a rise of some darker shonen, like Pain Saw Man. And I'd say I could argue Demon Slayer is on the darker side. Definitely not My Hero. Just don't know what he's talking about right now, even though it's halfway through their season 5. But I'm trying to go with this shonen. I'm trying to go along their lines. Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, definitely. That's my biggest inspiration for this. And Pain Saw Man as well. Mob Goated indeed. He's probably one of my favorite anime characters. Revy is number 1 for a multitude of reasons. But Mob is up there. I would say Mob is top 3. Yeah, no lie. Shiba Blood Desert Storm is a sandstorm that's mixed with blood. Well, I assumed that, but I didn't want to assume that. It makes people see their sins. Well, that's just deep, and I love it. And it sounds gross and dark, and tell me more. Chase, yeah, between Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, I wouldn't be surprised if more darker shonen started dropping. Yeah, you'll see mine within there. Mark my words. We're gonna appreciate the follow, Shiba. I'm gonna say your full name this time, just for the... I always read out everybody's full name when they follow me. Appreciate the follow, Shiba Berries. Shout out to you. Yeah, I'm trying to hop on this darker shonen wave when it starts, or it's already kind of started. But I feel like darker superhero shows. It's like that, actually. It's like Invincible, The Boys. anything DC. The Suicide Squad is coming out this summer. I'm actually really hyped for that. It's like the movie I'm most looking forward to this year. Yeah, definitely Suicide Squad. I'm gonna mark my words, y'all. We're gonna, especially once I find an artist, I'm finna go off with this. I'm looking for an artist, and no, it might be difficult, but I really like Murata's style, Yusuke Murata, who does, he's currently doing One Punch Man, but he's also done stuff like Shield Hero. I think it's called Shield Hero, or it's Face Shield, or something with Shield in the name. Not Shield Hero, I think it's Face Shield. Like a football manga thing. But I really like his style. It's very clean, defined. His faces are like super sharp, but like you can tell what's going on in every one of his panels because it's action heavy. It's like you see the blurs and everything, but you can still tell what the hell is going on. Effing love and love writing dark ass stories and reading. Yeah, because people aren't afraid. Some writers or a lot of writers, I feel like, are afraid to go that dark mile, take that darker step. Especially with like when it comes to killing off characters permanently, which is why nobody believes characters are truly dead. It's kind of been muddled and ruined because of, I would say one of the reasons is comics, definitely. Because you can't ever kill off their money. Like you can argue with me all you want. DC will never permanently kill off Superman. They will never permanently kill off Batman. Characters like those, Marvel, same thing. Spider-Man, never gonna be permanently killed off. Peter Parker, Spider-Man will always be around. Regardless of how many times they reboot, how many times you give the mantle to different characters, he's always gonna come back in some form or fashion. But when you have characters that don't have that type of time behind them and that type of monetary influence, you can afford to do things like that because nobody has been attached to them for decades upon decades. Superman was like in the 40s or 50s, I think. Like, that you can't kill off a character that's been alive for that long or been around for that long. Yeah. Wait, I don't think I added anything to Ciro's thing for what he is now. Okay, I just have blacksmith conversion. So, in order for me to, this will be the last point for today, but this was the main character, or still is. It's the way he normally is. His eyes are a little wonky. You see, I don't really care for this drawing. Plus, his hair is a little too high up. But this is just this is how he's gonna look, right? You know, typical. He's got the spiky hair. You know, he's got it all going on. He's got yellow eyes. Don't know why. Yellow just looks cool. I didn't want to give him like permanently blue eyes because I think that would look strange. Kind of typical, but you'll see for the other drawing, there's a bit of a difference. But he's got the hoodie. He's part of Team Cyclone, so he's got his little symbol going on. He's got the he's like anti-Ice Cap. No, I'm not a furry. Let me just start out by saying that. That's not a good way to start out, but no, I'm not a furry. But Ice Cap is one of the characters from the novel I have, Descendant. I was just talking to my friends. Every time I ask somebody who their favorite character is from the first novel, Ice Cap is always one out of the two, if not the only one. So this boy, you see he's a blue humanoid tiger. So he's got, don't ask me, I created this character in 6th grade. I just updated him for the novel. Don't ask too many questions. He's got the opposite color scheme going on. So instead of the blue fur, he's got the black hoodie, like the stripes, and then the accent color is the same color as the Ice Cap's fur. Um, Also, I just think that's a really nice looking blue. So that's the hoodie accent color I wanted to give him. But that also coincides with the drawing I did. Finally, you get to see the drawing. His eyes are now, I'm going to zoom in. His eyes are that same color. Okay, that's, why did it zoom directly into his abs? His eyes are that same color in the hoodie. I just thought it looked kind of cool. I didn't want to make them red because that would be similar to a different type of eye that's done in another popular shonen, or the same popular shonen I mentioned before, beginning with the letter N. See, it's he's got the pupil, instead of being black, is yellow, like his eyes are normally yellow. So there's like, it's like poetic because there's a little bit of him still within whatever the hell this being is. That's corny as hell. I apologize. But then he's also got it, because I didn't want it to be just a normal eye. He's got a little bit of there's like a marking under the pupil that's like a square or like a long rectangle. I call it the bleeding pupil because that just sounds metal AF, but I was going through some designs with the eyes. See here, this is, nope, I'm trying to do the opposite. Yeah, this is what I landed on for that. So that's what that ended up being. So yeah, this is like partial blacksmith zero. He's not a full blacksmith. The blacksmiths are the gods of this universe. Let me catch up in the comments and I'll explain what the blacksmiths are fully. But Shiba, in the same story with the Bloodstorm, I'll just call it by his name, Badlands, is that people get crucified by barbed wire and hooks. Christ. Well, that, I didn't mean to say that intentionally. Okay. But Jesus. Oh, God. I'm not doing this on purpose. Damn. That's insane. What the hell was the story then? You got bloodstorms, you got people getting crucified. That, okay, post-apocalypse, this sounds like the only thing I can think of is Mad Max, but I'm also thinking of like Borderlands as well, because people, there's post-apocalyptic just means people go insane. So is there something driving those people to the insanity? Because that sounds insane. Also, what caused the end of the world? Chase, not even Zack Snyder could kill off Superman for long. LOL. Yeah, that's true. Wait, I'm trying to read it. No, Chase Ardentia over everything. Okay. Spiral to glowed up. The black. God, this chat. I don't know why I can't like make the chat bigger on OBS for some reason. I can't make the window like go down. But the blacksmithian. Shiba berries. Sorry, Shiba. It's the name of the story is Badlands. I forgot it. Christ, sorry. Shiba, a popular torture method of slowly crushing a person's head with your tire. Popular. Oh, in that story. I thought you meant in real life, and I was probably going to check out of Earth for maybe a few days, because if that was popular nowadays, I don't think I'd want to be on this planet for much longer. That's... I can't... The one popular medieval torture method I can't stop thinking of is the one where they put like a rat in a bucket and they strap you down. Of course, they always strap you down. Put a rat in a bucket, flip the bucket over so the only open side is on your stomach, and then they superheat the bottom of the bucket so the rat burrows through your guts. I don't know why that's like one of the only ones that stuck with me. But yeah. Shiba's a Mad Max type of story, and because nuclear war, basically a lot of the world is just a desert. Word. Oh god, I'm feeling about to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. Guys, I don't think I'll be able to mute my mic fast enough if I do. But, here's partial blacksmith zero. So now the blacksmiths, I changed his hair a bit. The hair is easier to draw now, instead of doing whatever the hell I was doing with the first one. These are just tattoos, because they look cool. I was going to do arm sleeves, but I didn't want to, like, burden the artist with having to draw a whole bunch every time he drew Zero, and with Day, I don't know if they're in between. And with Zero being a main character, somebody you're gonna have to draw often. He's not gonna often have like his shirt off like this, but probably when he's partial blacksmith, he might. I wouldn't want them to have to draw the same complicated arm tattoo design over and over again. Plus, I wouldn't know. I like doing double, like symmetrical tattoos, so I wouldn't know how the hell to do it in this drawing on this arm. So, yeah. He's wearing his shorts, same color shorts as the other thing. He's got his gloves. You see the same arrow design. That's when I looked up Soliton Wave, which is what his powers are kind of similar to, shock waves. This is an image of like a plane, I think, that came up, and there was these slanted arrow things on the side is like what was the wave forming. So this is the symbol I used for just him and his powers. You got the yellow gloves. I put the drawstring as yellow just to give it accent to the gloves, because the yellow is nowhere else on his body right now. So. And then he's holding the hoodie. Did you catch that? He's holding the hoodie. The inside of the hoodie is white, because you could tell based on the thing, on the other drawing. He's holding, and then the outside here, you got a little bit of the black and the blue stripes. Stop zooming into his abs, please. You got a little bit of the. You see it? Did you guys? Let me know if you. Let me get a 420 in the chat if you caught it. Or if you didn't catch it on YouTube yet, subscribe. Okay. So yeah, this is him and his partial. I want a different picture of him. So that's his partial blacksmith. Blacksmiths, for those who don't know, are the gods in this world. They created humans. He is connected to a first generation blacksmith. The first generation of blacksmiths are the ones that created humans. And then they fell in love with their creation of humans so much that generation after generation, they slowly became more and more like their creations, humans. So they began to adopt their flaws as well, like greed and, we'll name one of the seven deadly sins. All the flaws that humans have, they started to adopt as well. So the current blacksmiths you see in this series are prone to corruption and all sorts of stuff like that. Like, a few of the blacksmiths are actually working with the main villain, even though they're supposed to remain neutral beings. But his power, his secondary power, he's one of the virtue anomalies, and they're very few and far between. They're just that. They're just anomalies. They're rare beings connected to virtue that have some sort of added bonus to their virtue ability. So his virtue ability, not only is it having access to a second virtue ability, like a virtue class, which is self-mutator. His normal ability, Shockwave Generation, is of the touch mutator class, but he gets access to a second class, which is self-mutator. But he gets the added bonus of that self-mutator ability being blacksmith conversion, so he connects to one of the first generations of one of the blacksmiths from the first generation. And I'm working on a blacksmith design. I'm just picturing their entire essence as just being black, surrounded in shadow and darkness and all that. So yeah, is that what we've only been going an hour, but we started at like 8:40. So all right, let me catch up here. Shiba, God, how the main character tortures people, sometimes either gutting them alive or cutting parts of their body off. That just sounds fantastic. It's really effed up with the character being actually kind of evil. Emma. That's another good thing that you don't see often. Evil protagonists. I don't even call them protagonists. Evil main characters. Yeah. Actually, an online story I'm writing right now called The Villain. No, that's the book. Called The Villain Wins. Is it's free to read. Every week, every Saturday, I'm posting an online story. We're at 27 chapters now. 59 readers on this site called Scribblehub. Every Saturday night into Sunday morning, sometimes when I'm late. I've been posting a chapter of this. We're at 27 chapters, so I've been doing this for 27 weeks straight. Once a week, it's from the point of view of a person that can control ice. She goes around and starts killing the heroes of this world. And it's like, if you've read Descended, you're going to recognize a lot of the names you see and hear, and a lot of the characters that are just pop up in the story. But yeah, it's like an Elseworld story to the novel I wrote, Descended Awakening. That's available on Amazon. I'm doing my plugs because I'm about to get out of here. But buy these books. I bought an author's copy of this book, the third book, and I never found the physical. I don't think they ever shipped the physical copy to my house. So I spent money to not get my book. I have all the other copies on the shelf, but this one, unless it's like under my couch in my room, it might be. I don't know. Well, this is the kids' version of the novel Descended Awakening. Sure you cop that. Second one coming soon, but with me spending most of my time on this and Shonen, I have no idea. I cannot promise it'll be out super soon. I'm hoping to get it out by the end of the year. Again, I need to pay my artist who did the cover for and the art for the other books. I need to gather the funds for that. So with me having a summer job, hopefully I can pay him to have the cover done. And then I need to finish the editing myself. And then once that's done, it'll be out. I need to do the formatting. I might just pay for somebody for the formatting because I have no idea how to do that on Word. But yeah, hype indeed, Chase. Shiva is actually a character who's more like a protagonist. Hero type. She's viewed as pathetic and sad by a lot of people, plus the main character. The main character is called Grim Callahan. That's hella on the nose, but right on. Grim. I have a character named Grim as well. It's quite literally the Grim Reaper in the Descended story. They just call him Grim, even though his angel name is I always get Azrael and Azazel mixed up, but it's Azrael. That's it. Let's get out of here. This is new Zero. He's shirtless. He's got abs and he has eyeballs. If you have eyeballs, leave a like on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch, shout outs to Sheba and Chase for chatting with your boy today, and Sam 1669 as well. Appreciate Sam 1669 and Sheba Berries for the follows today as well. I think that's it. I keep saying that's it, and it hasn't been it. But let's. Oh, Final Fantasy VII tomorrow. Next week, we'll be chatting it up with Nacho on stream for Rocket League. I don't know which day yet. I'll DM him and figure it out, but he'll be on stream. He's in the streams a lot, so if you guys don't know him, you'll get to know him. He streams as well, and I'll plug his stuff when we stream together. Yeah, and then more BioShock. I don't know if we're going to have a writing stream for next week because I showed you all this. This is what I've been doing in the little off time I had, all this writing that I showed you today. So we'll figure it out. Chase spamming the emotes. You love to see it. You love to see it. Shiba, a lot of people don't like me for this, but I actually do have a play on religion with the book. There's a slave religion in the Badlands about a guy who called the Old Father who freed a lot of slaves. Now Grimm, slave himself, will end the story, kind of becomes a version of the Old Father. Interesting. Just say that before the stream ends. I forgot to say Grimm was a slave. Okay. Word. Yeah, religion is tricky. Religion is tricky when it comes to writing. I tend to not really care as long as I'm like not messing with the current religion. I view angels and demons as more mythology than anything, so that's more of the stuff I touch upon in Descended, which is why I talk about the Grim Reaper and all that. Like angels and stuff. There's a heaven dimension. There's a hell dimension. That's been tackled in media before, so I don't feel like I would be offending people if I were to tackle that, or for tackling that. So, well, I did say that just didn't see it. Has put some religion into it to make it a livable book. I see you. Let's get out of here. We're over time. Yeah, it's 10. I got work tomorrow. Yeah, even though they've given me information. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you all tomorrow night for some Final Fantasy VII. It is JBSG. Supposed to get side.